you please tell us about your journey from ABES Engineering College to becoming a senior quality engineer at SimCorp?
Yeah, sure. So if I tell you my journey honestly, so at that time while I was pursuing my engineering, I didn't have any idea like I'll be moving towards the IT company or a finance domain, because like everyone go for BTech, they have some other plans in the initial time, like in during the first year or second year. I was planning to go for the government sector, but later on when I started hunting about the corporate institutions, like how this corporate culture works, how the IT department works, how finance related things, all those things works, I changed my path and I took a risk. So I started going towards gaining like technical skills. Like I started reading about Java language, and their concepts, and performing some of their project. And later on, like when the TCS Tata Consultancy Services came into our college, I just sat in the exam. I cleared the exam. Then I was called for the interview. I interviewed and I got selected, luckily. And we all know about Tata
Yes.
Group. Ratan
Yes.
Tata is like everyone's dream. Okay.
Yes.
So there's no chance, like no one knows about Ratan Tata. Everyone's dream, everyone's idol is actually a Ratan Tata. So I joined a Tata Consultancy Services. So there, as I mentioned in my introduction, I got a very first project as a software tester. But I did not just settle with that. I started hunting about the several other skills, because the corporate market is very competitive. You guys, like while we are in the student phase, we don't see that much competition, but in the
Yes.
corporate culture is actually a, because here, if I tell you honestly, if you have 1 or 2 years of experience, you must be competitive to a candidate or to an employee who is having around 8 years of experience. Okay, so you have to gain skills. Your experience doesn't matter. If you are going for an interview, if you are a fresher, if you are going for a campus placement, whatever, you must be having your skills. You
Right.
can't go rely on your degree. Yeah, I'm having this degree and I'm perfectly eligible. No. If you are not able to crack the interview, you are good for nothing. So
Right.
yeah, coming to my journey. So in TCS, as I said, like I started hunting about my clients, actually, like what does Walgreens actually do, and what the process they follow. What, because TCS is a service-based company, you guys must be
Right.
aware. There we have to work for several clients. And while hunting for the process, what the company actually do, I started gaining my experience towards like finance domain or my interest. So in finance, actually, I found like S&P Global is actually a global fintech company,
Right.
and they are very well known for their indexes. Like you guys must be known Dow Jones Index. So this is also a subsidiary of S&P Global, and so I started learning about S&P Global, what they actually do. I started preparing, hunting for the job. If I any job role, I is there any open or I can apply. So I started hunting. I started reading. I started developing skills. Started reaching out to many S&P employees, like to better know about their work culture, the process they have. And so yeah, all these things helped me out in clearing the interview and successfully, like after 2.5 years, I switched to S&P Global. So in S&P Global also, like I got a very first project for credit ratings. As I told you, like there's a process every analyst follow. Like every institution has their credit rating, which the investment banker has to release from the S&P, one of the S&P's product only. Like suppose if a XYZ company needs to go from A to B or double A to double B, so
Mm.
what things, on what grounds these ratings are actually fluctuating. So there is a process, there are things, there are several things we need to follow.
Right.
Yeah, so like in S&P Global also, like I have worked for several products, like one of the credit rating, second product is like loan syndications also.
Hmm.
You guys must be aware of loan syndication. So yeah, and like in SimCorp, currently I'm with SimCorp. So here I'm a part of risk measurement. Like there is a process, again, there is a complete flow on what grounds we need to calculate the risk, or on what grounds the IPO has to release, on what grounds the pricing needs to be done. So there is a
Hmm.
certain things we need to calculate. Based on, after calculating all those things, everything, we have to release the IPO, open, apply for approval, SEBI's approval.